everybody, and welcome to our life in the Philippines. So we have been on a little trip this past weekend, and we are heading back home. Creating this little MotoVlog. This is one of my favorite rider actually. The road is really nice, and a lot of beautiful nature scenes. And the ride is from Morong in Bataan on the west side of the Bataan Peninsula, and we're gonna ride over to Balanga. This ride is about an hour, and takes us through a couple of three smaller mountain ranges. Right now, what you see here is the beach side on the flats. To the left there, if you look up there, you see the mountains. We just passed it. You can see the mountains, and we are turning in and heading up that way. And come on for the ride. Alright, so now we're getting up really close to starting climbing up the mountains. We passed a few resorts. Morong has a lot of resorts, and it is kind of a unknown pearl here in Philippines, but a lot of people residing in Makati, Manila area are coming up here to get a little solitude and beach and water and sun. All right, so the road starts climbing up here. And when you travel this road, as you can see on the left here, you have a lot of small little Filipino communities. Gotta be careful when you travel here, because there's a lot of chickens, there's a lot of dogs, and most importantly, there's a lot of kids playing around, and sometimes they come out on the road, and if not observant, you can run into a little bit of a problem here and there. I had a couple of close calls here. My last trip, a dog ran out in front of me, and could be problematic. You also have a lot of motorcycles, bicycles, and other things, and you coming down this road, you got to be careful. Sometimes the turns are so steep you see your own rear end. but a lot of it is kind of traveled through the jungle as we climb up here. It's a really very tropical area, and but I enjoyed the ride. Over the past couple of 3 years, they have tried to fix these roads, and right here, as you see, they poured the concrete, and here comes some asphalt, and they're still working on that. And I've seen a lot of times when they do this, they pour the concrete, let it sit for a little bit, and a month later, 2 months later, they come in and flatten it out, make it really smooth with asphalt. And here's a section of that. They underneath there is concrete, and that's the way they do it here in the Philippines. All right, so that was the first little ridge, and it starts going downhill here again. A lot of turns, a lot of stuff you need to be careful for. You never know what's around the next corner. Double parked jeepneys, buses, all kinds of stuff is coming up there. But it's a beautiful ride. Okay, here we're coming up on like a viewpoint if you stop here. But here, this road down to the right actually takes you down to a nuclear facility. The mountain you see ahead of us is one of the mountains we are going to climb, and for right now we're going downhill. I always say it's going downhill from here. It's a beautiful ride though. Very lush greenery and tropical, so it is enjoyable ride. And you get out of the city. There is no exhaust fumes, pollution. It's absolutely clean. One of the things is when you ride here, you can actually feel the temperature difference when you ride, and that is unbelievable. Once you start climbing up, you really feel how the temperature is going down. You can be down on the flats, and it's hot even when you're riding, and then you get up and it starts getting cold. So that's a pretty cool experience actually. At the moment we are pretty much riding through Bataan National Park on the southwest side of it. If you pull up a Google map and look at a what do you call it, ride from Morong to Balanga, and add those two destinations, you can see pretty much exactly how we are driving through here. Like I said, it's a 45-minute to 1 hour ride, and obviously I am not gonna make it an hour long, but we'll try to give you a little bit of it. And we are coming up to, once we get through this mountain range here, there's a couple of ridges we're climbing up and over. There you got the cops there. They always sit here. Never had a problem with them, but they're always there. The other thing here, you see the bridge? Almost every single bridge on this road has been remade, widened, and it is really nice. That's one thing, you know, since Duterte got elected, it to me looks like the infrastructure construction has increased quite a bit. So that is pretty cool. All right, so most of the road climbing the mountains are actually looking like this. So I will cut it down, and we're going through another barangay community, which is I think it's called Bagak, and this is actually part of Bagak, very close. And in Bagak they have some interesting real estate, and one of them is La Casas Filipinas de Cruz, and at some point we will take you there. That is part of old Spanish culture. They have kind of reconstructed buildings and other things, and I haven't been there personally, but I read up on it a little bit, and it is looking pretty cool. So that's one of the things that is on our list before we actually are going to move and leave this area. I don't know if we ever mentioned that, but Janice and I bought some land in her home province, and we are going to move down there eventually. We're going to go down there, I think, in April here, when they have their big little fiesta. So we're going to go down and hang out and check up the land. We got about actually 30,000 square meter of land on the water. It's part of a coconut farm, and we're gonna go down and see what we can do with it. If nothing else, we build a house, and that's where we're gonna hang out and stay for the rest of my life. Getting to a point where I want to slow down. I've been working hard most of my life. I'm getting up there, turning 66 this year, and want to slow down a little bit. So why not buy a boat and go fishing? All right, so we climbed out the mountain ranges. Actually, it's still a little mountainous, but here you can see the road has changed a little character. They widened it a little bit. We're getting in closer to Balanga at this point, and Balanga has some interesting things as well, but one of the things that I have mentioned several times in our videos is Mount Summit, which is historical battleground from the Second World War, and it's interesting to go up there, especially the museum where they have a lot of artifacts from the Second World War. If you haven't read up on it and you're interested in history, that's one of the things you definitely need to take a look at. Up in this area here, they must have some kind of pig farms, because it's really smelly up here. It looks, it sure smells like there might be a pig farm or something. The thing is, when you travel this road also, you see a lot of farmers, and it is definitely farm country. All right, let's overtake this car and head out. So we're coming up towards Mount Summit at this point, and Mount Summit, it has like a little road, and it is actually right here. You make a right turn there, or if you're coming from Balanga, you make a left turn, and you drive for maybe 15-20 minutes, and you get up to the Mount Summit cross. Has beautiful views, and well worth visiting. The Mount Summit cross has a elevator in it, and the cross is actually, I believe, if I'm correct, 100-meter tall. And up in the cross part, there is a viewpoint, and they have elevators going up there. And last time we were there, the elevator was down. They would not take anybody up there, but it is a incredible view, and on a clear day, you can see it here to the right. You see the cross on top of the mountain. It may be hard to see. This camera is a wide angle, 170 degrees, and it picks up a lot, but it's hard to see far distance. But it's right there, and it's like I said, on a clear day you can actually overlook and see all the way into Manila and Manila Bay. It's about 60 or so kilometers away, right across the bay. What is that in miles? Divide by 1.609. So I would say about 37, 38, whatever miles away, right across the bay. So if it's clear, you can actually see it. All right, so we are now coming in to Balanga, and this is the outskirts of it. We're going through some residential areas. There are some schools here, churches and other things, and then you hit the highway that takes us home, or if you make a right turn like we're gonna do today actually, because we're going down to Limay to stop by for a birthday party, and that's the highway that takes you into Mariveles in Bataan. We have a couple of videos of that previously, and look through our channel and you find a lot of videos. We have so far put out over the last year or so, we put out over 300 or close to 300 for sure videos with different subjects, where to live, and all that, some entertainment, looking at developments, looking at New Clark, and a lot of other things, walking around in the neighborhoods. So hit that subscribe button and go to our channel. You know, if you look at this video, click on the channel name, which is underneath the video, and you get to the channel, and you'll see where you can select videos, and there you can go through all our videos. So we have tried to put them out there, tried to entertain, tried to show you what Philippine is all about, and we are coming down to the highway. It is slowing down, speed bumps coming up, and that is it for now. Thank you for watching. We are in Balanga. Hit that subscribe button again, and when you're there, hit the bell, and also if you don't mind, share our videos, and we see you again very soon. God bless. Wait, don't click that button unless of course you hit the subscribe button, and then you can move on. And while you're down there, hit the notification button as well. And if you leave a like or a comment, we will personally respond to you on all or any request you might have. And thank you for watching, and we'll see you again at the